My name is Pamela and I work at the Sparks Library. To celebrate National Poetry Month in April, let's have fun exploring Blackout poetry. Now, the traditional way to make Blackout poetry is to take an old book, and I got this one from the library's used book sale. Pick a page, choose some words to make your poem, and then black out everything else. See? Simple and easy. But today, I'd like to take Blackout poetry one step further. I'll show you different styles of art to add to your poem and also a way to make your poems much more personalized. So, what will you need for your Blackout poem? First, you'll need a page of text. You can get that from a book, a magazine, a catalog, or even a printout. Next, you'll need something to write with: pens, pencils, markers, or paint. I like to keep these handy: a pair of scissors, a pencil with an eraser, and a ruler to make things straight. That's it. It's quick, easy, inexpensive, and fun. What more could you ask for from a craft? And now I'd like to show you a few examples I made using different styles of Blackout poetry. Here's a poem I made for my friend Kathy. I made some shapes and I laid it right down on the text. Then outlined them and filled it in with black marker. This is a card I made for my sister. I used stencils for the picket fence and the roses, and then added some stickers just to give it a little sparkle. For my husband, I searched the website poetryfoundation.org for a poem with his name in it. I found one by Carl Sandburg and made a card that will fit into a legal-sized envelope. I married Jerry one hot night. He slept. I would do it again. This is a much funnier card than I could buy in the store. And I love this one. I searched the internet for a poem that had the name Rachel in it. I found a gymnastics poem by David Bottoms, but these are the words I chose. For a moment, my daughter, my sweet Rachel, looked up to see the blue Christmas Eve plum. It turned out to be a little Christmas keepsake. The last example I'm going to show you uses a totally different medium than ink. It's crafting tape. This roll was less than $3 at the craft store, and you could probably get a couple of poems out of it. Next, I'd like to take you through steps to make your own Blackout poetry. Here's an idea to make your poems much more personalized. Choose a text that has a specific name in it. This is my name, but you can choose books that have characters that have the same names as your mom or your dad, your friend, or someone special to you. Older books usually have very interesting words and phrases. Now for this book, not only did it have my name, but it had my brother's name in it. So I got kind of excited when I saw that, and I decided I'm going to make a poem for my brother. The first thing I suggest that you do is to make a copy of the page you're going to use. You don't necessarily have to make a copy, but if you don't want to ruin the book, or if you make a mistake, you can always just make another copy. I like to use cardstock. It's heavier than normal paper, and it takes the ink really well. So you don't want to start blocking out right away. The idea is that you want to make a plan. So you'll take a blank piece of paper, put it next to the page you're going to use, and then start choosing your words. So if I were to choose Pamela, and then tells, and I'm going to show you my list only because it makes it easier and faster. So you get the idea. As I go down the page, I'll just make a list here of the words I'm going to use. Now you can choose words at random, or you can do what I did and kind of make a sentence out of it. Choosing the words is the most fun part of this process to me. The next part is to lightly circle your words in pencil. I did it a little bit more dark because I wanted to make sure that you could see it. And once you lightly circle them in pencil, then you can take your Sharpie and highlight them so that they're more visible. You can see that I have the word Irishman in my poem, so I'm going to take the lead from that and make my poem in green. And here's my green poem. You can see that I kept the contrast of the white background for the words I want people to notice against the darker green background. I like to use a Sharpie that has a chisel tip. It's got the point and then a long nub. It's perfect for blackout poetry. So to fill in the space a little bit, I decided I wanted to put a few black lines in. That way it creates a little bit more interest and directs the flow of the poem. The next part of the project is to decide what art I want to use. Well, it's sort of a playful poem, and it has the word sister in it. So I decided I would make a card for my brother and put a bratty sister in it, pointing to the word "Oh horrors." I liked this so much that I decided to type it out on Word in the computer and then highlight all the words I didn't want in green and add myself right there. So here it is. Pamela tells Mr. Kelly, an Irishman and jolly brother, that the rudeness and harshness of his older sister will be necessary. Oh horrors. He's gonna love it. Blackout poetry is all about playing with words to make something new. I hope you've been inspired today to try your own blackout poetry, where you can tap into your creativity to make visual poems that are one of a kind and uniquely you. Thanks for joining us for this Crafternoon. If you like this craft, visit our Washoe County Library webpage or Facebook page. You'll find other fun crafts and STEAM projects there.